Welcome, true Hebrews United, Lord Yeshua. We love holiness, instructor, discipleship, just so I can about to show you guys what's up. I mess up and say give it to me this time. This is round 2. Someone likes to let their phone overheat. So anyways, dealing with is people of the Most High always push you have to be a prepper, be self-sufficient. So trying to get over the mark of the beast or the image of his name or the number of his name, dealing with Bible prophecy, we have to push towards being self-sufficient. Sometimes it comes off like it's overwhelming because where do you start? You know, you need a solar and, gear, the 550 cord and first aid kits and a lot of stuff you have to think about and a lot of scenarios from penicillin to, antibiotics, herbs, medicine, all that stuff. But with the basic food, this is stage 1. I just showed you a couple of things like rice, some pasta, some beans, some cornmeal. And every time you go grocery shopping, just get something. Get one of these and put it on the side. Get a thing of honey right there, put it on the side. And go from there. Even if money's tight, just buy 1 can of meats, 1 can of vegetables, 1 can of fruits, and just work your way until you have 2 months. That's 2 months for whatever emergency may come, whether some virus, hurricane, tornado, earthquake, whatever comes. Not only you'll be trying to get your resources from whatever area, but if the resources do run dry or you can't, you got 2 months to plan and strategize. You don't have to make rash decisions and desperate decisions that put you in harm's way, especially if you're the only man in the house and your wife and children just depend on you to go out and get water, go out and get something, and something happens, you get robbed or you don't come back home. Now, what happens? The wife and the kids have to go out, or the wife leaves the kid by themselves and have to go out? You have to consider those things. So you should never put yourself in a position where you're making desperate decisions. So 2 months is plenty enough time with basic emergencies, tornadoes, floods, whatever. What happens in other countries when there's a food shortages and there's riots going off and you think you're just going to walk to the grocery store and get some food and safely walk back home, all that, you have to bunker in probably. So this is stage 1. I like to get cornmeal, flour. I didn't put that there, but we get flour. With flour, learn how to make your own bread. With flour, buy yeast if you have to. If it's not self-rising, learn how to make your own bread. Learn how to cook these beans. Some of you guys may have a hard time cooking any kind of beans, black eyes, black beans, brown beans, whatever beans, pinto beans. Learn how to cook those things and cycle them out. So let's go to stage 2. Stage 2. So stage 2, the staple of all preppers, Mylar bags. If you guys don't know what Mylar bags, we have a couple of videos on them. So pretty much you put your food, like this one has oats, put it in here, and roughly 1 bag will hold like 5 pounds. And then you put oxygen absorbers in there, and it makes it last like 20 to 25 years. Some stuff only 15, but 25 years. So showed you a little bit, some black beans, some oats, some flour, and go from there. This is stage 2 because you could put it there, it lasts 25 years, 20 years, and you can forget about it. Also, you can find a place, cool, dry place, and then you just stack it up, and then this could go beyond the 2 month. With that, as you go back to that, you have to cycle that out. That stuff will go bad. Everyone, the beans will last a good 3-4 years, a couple years past the expiration date. But the oats and the cornmeal and whatnot, you cycle that out, you use it, replace it with new stuff. You're always cycling this. This you don't have to cycle it. You just stack up and prepare. Also, don't forget your seasonings. There's Italian season, lemon pepper, taco seasoning. So you put a Mylar bag with some oxygen absorbers, and I'll put silica packets for the moisture because it's powder. Don't want it to rock up. So this is stage 2. This is, you could go 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. People that believe in Bible prophecy, some people push 7 years. Some people believe it's 3.5 years for persecution when it says the wicked one's going to make war against the saints and prevail against a lot of them. A lot of brothers and sisters in truth will perish during those times. We don't know who will suffer for his name's sake or who will be delivered. Some will be caught up in the air and see the Almighty come back here. But we always got to be prepared. And if you're trying to live a life without the mark of the beast, when you can either buy or sell, then you have to be self-sufficient. So There's something you wanted to say about a king or something like that, or?
Oh, I was just saying that a wise king always prepares for the day of adversity. He's going to prepare against a famine that he may not be able to tell is coming, but, one day may come.
Yeah. A lot of kings in the Holy Scriptures, they had cisterns to keep water. They had stores to keep food, just in case there was a famine, or if there was a siege. The Almighty sent famines the last years, where nothing grew for years, and these people had to survive, and a lot of people starved to death. So this is stage 3. And go ahead.
So this mango tree is, I don't know, maybe a year, 2 years old. When I first got it, it was probably about as thick as this. It was pretty young. This is a lime tree, another lime tree. We've got a third lime tree over there. It's a different type of lime. We've got some coconuts way out there. These are all trees that we planted. Elderberry, which is good for medicinal. It's immunity boost. Another elderberry. Another coconut. A mango, which was wild harvested from this embankment next to my house.
So it took a hit because we transplanted it, and then almost all the leaves fell off, and then this started dying, so we cut it. But then all this is new growth. So you could tell, finally, water in it, compost, it came through.
Killing my water bill. 2 bananas, which both of them have a rough beginning, but after making our own compost and using the tea-bag method, which I talk about all the time, those made a comeback completely. Aloe vera and spearmint, and spearmint's good for males. Peppers, which I just took the seeds from. We made a bunch of stuffed peppers. I just took the seeds, threw them in the soil, been watering it, and got a ton of pepper plants from it. Brittany just planted this yesterday. This is going to be cucumbers. We've got tomatoes, which I just crushed tomatoes from the store and put them in the dirt and started watering it. And then we've got 2 tomato plants going in there. We've got mint, green onions, culantro, not cilantro, old pepper ash. I had actually bought these baby peppers. I mean, it wasn't a full plant like this, but I bought these when they were really small. And then 2 bananas.
This is a banana.
I'm sorry, not a banana. Pineapples.
What's that one?
Pineapple.
Different type.
That is a what is that? Avocado tree, which is struggling. This will be tomatoes. They just haven't sprouted yet. Mother of thousands, edible cactus, more green peppers, and ginger.
All right. Put the disclaimer.
Cherry tomatoes. This plant's on its way out. It's been here. We've been harvesting from this cherry tomato tree for quite some time. So it's done. It's done. This did its job. I've already replanted some more cherry tomatoes. This is a sweet potato, and that's the new craze, is growing your sweet potatoes indoors. Here's the other half of the peppers that I separated from the other bed. This is a moringa tree, which when I got it, it was so little. It was so very tiny, and now she's all big and grand. And then this is lemongrass and mint.
Okay, so obviously that's, we're starting. We ain't saying we're masters, but you got to start. For me, is if you train and you master it now, then when persecution comes, you already know. I'd rather have it. My motto is, I'd rather be a year early than a day late. So as you get your land and you start preparing, we're just practicing now, and you see how big that mango tree now. As you know, brothers and sisters get out of Babylon and buy their land and be self-sufficient. Plant your trees ahead of time. Some trees take 3 to 5 years before it produce fruit. Be there early. Get your stuff together as soon as possible. That way you already have plenty of oranges, avocados, mangoes, apples, or whatever, limes going on for you. And this is working towards be self-sufficient. We ate salads off of what we grown here. Could we just live off of just alone? But that with eventually getting your own chicken coop and having a couple lambs, having a couple of goats, learning how to dress your own and strip down and gut out your own chickens, and same thing with the lambs and the goats. Then you have your emergencies, which, as you can see up to the sides, you want to go back to the Mylar. Then you have, if you're not self-sufficient, you live in an apartment and you could do your Mylars. If you're not self-sufficient, and you can do that. You know, this is better than nothing. So everyone starts off, every single person starts off here. Every person starts off here. So with all that said being done, keep saying